Every town has a ghost story that's been passed down through the generations. But what if those legends were true? My name is Miranda Young, and I'm the Ghost Biker. Hey everyone, happy Thursday night. You're here on the Ghost Biker Garage, and I'm your host, the Ghost Biker. I hope everyone is doing well here in early December. Very excited to have everyone here. I hope you guys checked us out a little bit earlier. We were live on the Jailhouse Informant podcast from the historic Scott County Jail. I was there with my business partner, Dr. Christy Sumner, and we were reviving the Jailhouse Informant podcast with, I believe, episode 33. And we didn't have a guest tonight, but we did talk about all the cool and exciting things that was going on at the jail over the last 6 months that we hadn't been on, but cool things that we've got coming up. So just want to say hello to folks over here in the chat room, and then we'll kind of recap a few things we talked about, and then we're going to get to tonight's guest. So I want to say hello to Miss Sonia Thompson. Thank you so much for joining us. Nancy Weems, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Miss Trista Poth, how are you? I hope you're doing well tonight. It was good talking to you earlier. Hello to Mr. Daryl Paulette. Hello again. Susan Purcell, good evening to you. And my business partner, Dr. Sumner. Hey, Christy, thank you so much for tuning in as well. So basically on the Jailhouse Informant, if you're not familiar with that podcast, or if you don't know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I am co-owner of the historic Scott County Jail Museum, and co-own that with Dr. Christy Sumner. We host a podcast from there called the Jailhouse Informant Podcast. We're up to episode 33. We have different guests that we talk about the history of our location as well as other locations. We have people from the local community on. We have paranormal investigators on, as well as historians. And so tonight it was just us. We were talking about the fact that we will be opening the 2024 paranormal investigation schedule for private paranormal investigations here. It'll technically be tonight, but or maybe in the morning, but we will officially make the announcement in the morning. So if you're a night owl, go to historicscottcojail.com and check out paranormal, and you'll see our 2024 schedule through the end of August. We'll be opening up the remainder of the year, probably in February, once we officially have our schedules finalized for those end months. And you'll have to go on and book. We also partner with the Village of Historic Rugby, and we host their private paranormal investigations as well as their ghost tours and such. And so we'll have the schedule open for rugby as well. So if you're looking to make a great weekend here in East Tennessee, come check us out at the historic Scott County Jail. Drive 20 miles over to historic Rugby Village and investigate there, and just have a great weekend of investigating with all of it. So but that stuff will be put out on there. Just going to say we did do a poll for the investigations, and from January 2nd up until March 10th. So essentially the dark months, since we've got longer night, we're trying to play on that. We're going to really be highlighting our nighttime tours and investigations, guided ghost hunts and such. So with the investigations, we're adding 2 additional hours, probably 7:30 to 4 a.m., but we might give you the choice. We're going to kind of see if I can get the coding worked out on the website. You're either going to get 7:30 to 4 or 6:30 to 3, but you might get to pick. So we'll see. And that will run through March 10th. And we're going to be open 7 days a week for those investigations during the dark months, where you can book any night of the week. So definitely get on there, check that out. Thank you, Chris, for putting that on there. You can visit historyhighwayshaunts.com, and it's got a link to both our rugby website as well as our jail website. And you can check out all those those cool things that we have offered. We've got some really big announcements that are going to be coming up here in January. Some expansion information. We are opening a couple new areas at the jail that you'll get to investigate. And what's exciting about this is these are actually very active areas. And like I said, some really cool expansion things I can't say too much about just yet because we are finalizing some meetings and stuff on that, but we will be making those announcements as soon as we possibly can. So you can find out more about that on the Historic Scott County Jail Facebook page. You can watch a replay of the podcast or on the Historic Scott County Jail YouTube channel. Great things going on here with Ghost Biker. We're just trying to wrap up the year. We've got some cool things there in our online store. If you're looking for any last minute Christmas ideas to get some Ghost Biker merchandise, you can find that on the website, www.ghostbikerexplorations.com. And getting guests lined up here for, we just only have a couple dates here left here in December. We're lining up guests for January and February as well. So if you're interested in being a guest on the show, we talked about some cool things last week, some changes that's going to be made when it comes to live broadcasts and such. We're going to be having some roundtables, that sort of thing. I have got your messages. I received a lot of messages after last week's show. I've not had the chance to respond to everybody just yet because I have between work at the jail, helping after my mom's surgery, and some things that I've been doing here at the house. I have honestly not been online a whole lot, but I have seen those messages, and I'm going to be reaching out to some of you folks that have been interested in doing roundtables and that sort of thing. So be watching your email because I will be getting in touch with you there. Again, just want to say, look and make sure I'm not missing anything here in the comment section. And I see my cat has decided it wants to take a chance and get down from there, walk the rails back behind me there. Hello to James Brady. Thank you so much for tuning in. Amanda Joy, always great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you are able to attend another Ghost Biker event, or I'll see you at the jail sometime soon. And please say hello to Shell. I'm glad to hear that you all are doing really well. Rob, owner of Twin Spirit Paranormal, thank you so much for tuning in. Miss Janet from all the way out in Arizona, Kim Brady from South Carolina, and of course, Brandon Cooper. The show is not a show if Brandon doesn't tune in. So glad you're there. I know you know the beautiful ladies who are going to be on my show tonight. Thank you, Kim. I definitely appreciate that. And let's see here. Chris has put on historicscottcojail.com. If you need any help with any of the links, please feel free to look on the comments here. Thank you for putting that into the comments. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, Shiloh, that would be amazing. And let's see. Yes, that is Bandit that's behind me. My cats came home, and do not be surprised if you don't see 3 cats roaming around behind me here. And let's see here. And hello to Mr. Bo Coggins. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. All right, so I'm not going to waste any time because we have got some amazing ladies that are joining me on the show here tonight. Let me get everything kind of queued up here. If anybody has any questions at all, please feel free to put those in the comments. And if you don't mind, please put those in all caps, just because I want to make sure that as we're going through, it is just me. I don't have any mods or anything like that on the show, so I'm watching the comments as well as talking to our guests. So if you have any questions, please put them in all caps, just so I don't miss those. But I have tonight as my guest the beautiful ladies of the Ghost Hunting Housewives, and they consist of a duo of female paranormal investigators who have dedicated over 20 years to paranormal investigations. Throughout their extensive friendship, they have embarked on countless investigations across the globe, actively supporting fundraising efforts for historical restoration and contributing too, through paranormal, through historical research of various locations. And apparently, I cannot read tonight. Additionally, they possess the unique skill of constructing their own specialized paranormal equipment. And I got to say, I was able to meet these ladies down at the Deep South Paracon. They actually were my neighbors there. They were my table mates, I guess you could say. And I enjoyed getting to spend time with them. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on. So if you will, help me welcome Crystal and Carol. Hey, ladies.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Hey, thank you all so much for joining me tonight.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
having
having us.
us.
Absolutely. I have, since I met you all down in Alabama, I have thoroughly enjoyed following along and watching. You all are some busy ladies.
We love to, well, I love to stay busy. Carol is just like, slow down. I mean, anybody who has hung out with me knows that I have so much energy and I don't know what to do with all of it. So I just start trying to pass it around.
I don't have any more energy. I'm too old.
We love you
Well,
too, Trista.
well, I know we've got a lot of mutual friends on here
We do.
that we got to meet there at the Deep South Paracon. But I mean, there's hardly a place that I go that folks have not heard of Ghost Hunting Housewives.
Oh,
We
nice.
that's good. I mean, I'm glad
We
people
meet a
love
lot of
us.
people everywhere we go, for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I had someone reach out to my aunt up in Williamsburg, Virginia, and she was like, "Oh my gosh," she's like, "I think I know who they are." Like, well, thanks for following us. We appreciate all the support that we're getting. Honestly,
I
we don't
can.
we don't see ourselves as that big. We just love to have fun and meet new people, networking. I know that Brandon's here, and just for purposes,
I
this
know.
since
I saw
Brandon
him
always
saying, "Is
shows
that
up
me?"
on all of our podcasts, we now have this cute little guy that sits behind me all the time. So every time I talk about Brandon, he shows up. So now we have a gnome sitting on a cute little thing. So
I love it.
there you
I
go,
love
Brandon.
it. Well, a lot of folks over here saying some wonderful things about you all. So I mean, you all are in different locations. How did you guys meet and get started with the Ghost Hunting Housewives?
Well, we actually lived in the same location back 22 years ago. And it's actually a really awesome thing. Went to work. I was right out of high school. And I went to work at this local nightclub, big country club in Fort Walton Beach. And Carol had worked there in the past. She had actually cleaned the bar, after closing and everything. We got to talking one night and we instantly knew we would be best friends. Like it was just like an instant bond. And we had started talking about the experiences that we had had in this nightclub.
Mhm.
And things from shadow figures in the upstairs in the VIP room. We even had glasses that were knocked off of the walls and off the wells and things like that.
Secret
Yep.
hallways. We knew
Yeah,
about.
Oh,
yeah. And so we got to talking about it and about all the places that we wanted to see and all the places we were always researching. Back then it was back when they had the Nextels and the beep beeps,
yes.
beep beep phones. So it was back then, and we'd get on the phone and we were beeping back and forth, and it became best friends. And we went investigating. It just was a hobby at the time. And a few years back, we decided we were going to form the Ghost Hunting Housewives. So,
We
yeah,
did mainly private home investigations,
we
so
do love the
we
private home
didn't we
investigations. We love
didn't post
helping.
anything about that, and then we started advancing, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was more of let's help someone else.
Mhm.
And we've got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire that we want to
Yeah.
do in the new year. But we just love helping. We love helping people learn, especially when you have a two-person team. There's a
Yeah.
lot of pros and cons that can come into that, which is having two people that do all the roles of what a big group would have.
Yeah.
So, we love helping and teaching and getting more people into what we love to do.
Yeah.
Do you all do a lot of residentials now, or have you kind of moved away from that a little bit more?
We still try to do residentials. We have found since COVID that things are not, people aren't there at bringing people
Mhm.
in as much as they were. We have a local home here, and I can talk about it because she's my dear friend here in Millbrook, Alabama, Miss Cindy, and she'll probably hop on here in a bit. But she has a home here, so that's one that we have on our future endeavors is going to be her house here in Millbrook. So she's had some pretty interesting things going on there over the last few years, though she's lived in the house since the 70s. So
Okay.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
when you say there's a lot of construction going on,
Yeah, new
back
builds all
behind,
behind her.
so it's
Um,
gotten a little crazy over there.
mhm.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So out of your vast amount of time that you've investigated stuff, what are some of your favorite types of places that you like to investigate?
ooh, well, we love the jails.
And the
The
forts.
jails are some of our favorite, and the forts. We
Yeah.
love historical forts.
Yeah. Stuff with a
Um,
lot of history.
mhm.
Yeah. Well, in the
Especially,
areas that you all are in right now, I mean,
yeah.
you're in some very historical areas.
We are, and for a few years, because I just got back to Alabama, and then 4 years ago, 5 years ago, she got back to the South as well. She was traveling, and we were traveling with my husband being military, and her husband
Mhm.
is a crane operator, so he traveled around, and we would find each other, and all of our travels, or I'd fly to where she was at, and I mean, we've gone to Duluth, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Lake Superior, all of that area.
Been everywhere.
We've been everywhere. So we kind of always, when she would travel, one of us, or if I was traveling, one of us would find each other and we'd do something. So, I was up in Maryland and spent 7 years up there. Yeah. We got back
Okay.
last summer from Maryland. And so we got to do a lot of forts and a lot of historical locations up in Maryland, being close to Gettysburg,
Mhm.
Antietam. We just had a great time up there. So, hey, Charlie. So we loved it though. The forts, you just never know with how large they are and how much history, how much sadness is in each one of them, and how
Mhm.
much
And
happiness has
they're
been in each one of
beautiful. You
them.
can get some really nice pictures at the forts.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So do you all is it typically just the two of you, or do you do a lot of collaborating when you do your investigations?
We do a lot of collaborating. We have one coming up this weekend at the Poly Jail in Union Springs, and we're going to be bringing in Richard and Colleen from EVP Paranormal. And then Bo, who commented earlier, he's not going to get to make it, but Sean Daniel from Suncoast Paranormal and Suncoast Productions, he's coming in. We have Sandy and our longtime, we're related from like many centuries ago cousin Tuck is going to be there with us. So
Oh, Tuck.
we had
He's
a few
cranky like
others that were going to try to be there with us, but they weren't able to make it this weekend. So this is our final lineup.
Okay. So after this, are y'all taking a little bit of break going into the new year?
We are. Our first podcast of the year is actually going to be on the 2nd. So we are going to hit the new year running again.
Yeah. We'll be
Well,
back.
thank you for including this podcast before you go
Yes.
on your
Oh,
break.
yeah.
We could not say no to you. Like, ever since August, it's like, that's our girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and that's something, I've really noticed about you guys from the moment that I met you is just the the camaraderie and just the how close you are once you meet people and how supportive you are of other people who are out doing things in the paranormal community of locations as well as other investigators. You really don't see that a lot in the
Yeah.
paranormal
We
like you
we like to
should,
bring,
you know.
yeah,
And
we like to bring people in, even people that are, just starting
you're
or
starting
whatever.
out.
If we're in an
Kids.
area and they're there,
Mhm.
yeah, with kids, we
Mhm.
love to work with
Oh,
kids. We've met some awesome, and I'm talking about what was
9-year-olds.
8, 9 years old, that he was really, he didn't understand what he had going on. He's got a lot of energy and a lot of things he wasn't understanding. And we were able to help him out, and then actually gave him one of the things that we make. So that's fun.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
like
And I want to talk about your equipment here in just a few minutes. We've got a couple questions here. Trista says, is Polly going to be a fundraiser or simply an investigation?
It's going to be an investigation. We are working with the Historical Society there in Bullitt County to put on an event in the
Okay.
near future.
So definitely stay tuned for that. You guys post your fundraising events on your Facebook page. Is that the
Yes.
best way to find those?
Yes.
On all of our social media, we try to make sure everything, and if we have a fundraiser going on, it's also going to be on our link tree. So
Okay. Okay. And she says, absolutely, so supportive. I mean, we saw that so much down there at the Deep South Paracon there in August, just with vendors supporting vendors, and it was just it was a really good time.
It was fun.
it was a lot of fun, and I think it's Carol and I. We've always been that big sister to other people and the protector. So I feel like that energy it stays in our community when we accept you into our circle, into our lives. Like we got your back, and we know that they got ours. It's just how we go.
And then you
Yeah, and I
stuck with
mean,
us.
exactly. Well, and right after the Paracon, I mean, you guys were posting of all the different people that you had met and encouraging people to go and support their pages and support what they're doing. And like I said, that's really cool. You just don't see that a whole lot like you used to. And so
Yeah.
that's really
And I think we need
refreshing.
to get back to that. That's
do.
something that we need to get back to, is knowing that everything that we do and the research that we do, we can't do it alone. It does take a village, and
right.
you still have to keep your boundaries, and you still have to to figure out, but you can swim those waters together. We don't have to do it alone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I really like on your mission statement, your intro that you have really caught my eye, and just exploring the depths of the paranormal with empathy, compassion, and a deep reverence for the unknown. I really like that because with going into these different locations and communicating with the spirits that we communicate with, it's refreshing to see it kind of put into those terms and done that way. And so,
And we have to have Brandon. We have
So crazy.
series, Brandon.
He's a ghost hunting housewife, so
Yeah,
he's trying to distract us, is what he's
That's
trying
exactly
to do.
what it is. He just sees himself right here over my shoulder. We just, I think as long as we've done it, we've run into those that aren't as supportive, and those that aren't as empathetic and understanding. We've had a lot of negative, and I'm the first. Anybody that's met me knows that I'm the first one to speak my mind. You can like it, like Mama always said, you can like it or you can lump it. It don't matter.
Yep.
You know? So, I'm just that type of person. And, I'm not going to allow people to come in and talk down about somebody else or disrespect them. I mean, I don't have a problem saying you can hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
We just all, I think that we can all get along and we can all work together.
Absolutely. And I like what Trista says, empaths are supposed to have empathy.
That's it. Yep. That's it.
So let's talk a little bit about the equipment that you guys make. I'm gonna scroll through here and do you have pictures online? Because if you do, I'm gonna pull those up as we kind of talk about that.
There should. They may be way down because we actually, we used to sell a lot on Etsy, and then we stopped.
Okay.
And
now we just mainly
selling
do.
them at the events because I just don't have time between.
She's finally getting that stripper thumb healed up. So,
but Yeah, it's just I don't have enough time to keep up. I'm always having to put the shop like on vacation, and it's like, all right,
Mhm.
we're just gonna do, at the Paracons. But if someone's in desperate need and they need one, if we can
Yeah,
do it, we will do it. You just message
definitely.
us and we'll get it out to you. But that's the other thing. I mean, we started making these because we can make them for a good price, and there's a lot of people that can't afford to pay over $100 or $200 for
Yeah.
something that we can make for much less, and
Mhm.
it works the same way. May not be as fancy, but they're nice. They work really good, and so I mean they sell like crazy, and we hate that we can't sell them every day, but it's impossible.
It is when
Well,
it's, I mean, as she does the building of it.
Okay.
That has been her from the beginning. Like me, no. I was raised by an electrician, but I don't know nothing about all that. I mean,
it's just
I
not
can
the
help her
electronic
design the
part.
outside, but the inside and the brains of it, that's all Carol.
But everything is, it's not just the electronics, like the box that it's in. I drill every single hole by hand. I cut every single little cut. It takes a long time, and I'm still scared of some of the tools when I have to cut, like the back part where the battery goes in.
Yeah.
This is it's a miniature saw. And I'm always telling Crystal when something happens, I'm sending her pictures of bloody fingers and stuff, and I'm yelling, "Workman's
Workers'
comp!
comp.
Workman's comp!" But my husband used to cut the boxes and everything for me, but he works a lot too. So now it's like, oh, I got to learn how to do this.
So
And
what types of tools do you make? Is it mostly REM pods, K2s, that sort of thing?
yeah, just right now, I think pretty much is just like the rim pod. That's
Mhm.
Okay.
well, you saw like in Ozark, we
Yes.
sold out, and it
Yeah.
happens all the
Quick.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm working on something new now. We're
yeah,
it's getting there, but I think
yeah.
I
And
have
we'll
a
release that.
prototype
Yeah.
this weekend. We're gonna
So
use and
we're
see
gonna
what
do a little
happens.
trial run.
A little trial run. So,
Nice.
and it's another deal. There's another one on the market now. Ours
Oh,
is a
Oh,
lot
she
different,
oh.
but it does the
You
same
froze there for
thing.
a second.
So, and we'll be able to sell it for.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? But yeah, ours is the same thing. So that's the
Okay.
can't really. I keep wanting to say what it is, but I can't right now because
Don't say
I
still
it.
not sure.
understand.
Just still work in
We
progress.
are really excited about it. But we try to come up with new things and affordable pieces because you don't have to. You can investigate with a
Mhm.
styrofoam cup. Like you don't have to have all of this
That's right.
expensive stuff to be able to start.
Mhm.
As you get further into it and you start learning more, then you can go out and get a piece of equipment. We got a lot of friends out there that are way bigger than us, and we just love helping spread the word about that too. We've got
Mhm.
Born Paranormal, like
Yeah, yeah.
we've got a lot of people out there, and I think everybody, again, like we all tend to work together and we just know our
Mhm.
people. So
Yeah, and that's what we're always. I mean, equipment prices have gotten so out of hand right now. I mean,
Yeah,
just the K2s themselves, they used to be $19
yeah.
for a
yeah,
K2 meter, and then you throw ghost hunting in front of it, and I
Hmm.
think they're up to like 65, $85.
Yep.
oh yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
they're
And
crazy
we
expensive
sell
now.
ours for 25.
Mhm.
We have grid pins. Our newest piece is our tactical grid pins. They come with the grid light, but they're big. They're nice size and they
Mhm.
have great lumens on them. So they will illuminate big rooms in such a
Yeah,
small, compact
we have
flashlight style
tripod.
grid. And they're on a tripod. Um, and you can use the tripod for other things. You don't have to just use it for the grid pin. You can use it for flashlights. You can use it for anything. So that's the newest piece that will be at event our Paracons in the new year. We just like helping and finding new things that we can get people for affordable prices. I mean, we even use when we're investigating, we even go and have like, bells that are hanging on the door,
Yes.
frugal
Yes.
Yeah.
hunting. It's so much
Christmas
fun.
bells from the Dollar General store and Family Dollar after Christmas ends, just those
Yeah.
little, I can't
Hobby
tell you how.
Lobby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've got just
75% off.
I've got some of the big,
Mm-hmm.
metal Christmas balls and then the ones that hang on the door,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's already set on the ribbons. You can hang
Yep.
those on everything, and it's
Yep.
just such an inexpensive way.
We have some that are used for dog training,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they just snap. They're like $3, and
Mhm.
we take those and investigate. We have big cards that we have printed out that have the Zinner shapes on them, so they'll have a
Yeah.
star and square, and we use those. Put spirit balls on them, or we'll put a styrofoam cup on a circle and see if it moves. Just
Yeah.
different things that people have forgotten about over the years, that we didn't have all of this stuff when
Yeah.
we first started out. We had to just,
Mhm.
we had a flashlights.
Yep.
We had some non-HD cameras.
Well, and
Yes.
you don't have to worry
Polaroid.
about interference with these type things either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
So
battery drain.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's the location we're going to this weekend. When we were there this past July investigating, within an hour, every camera battery drained, and they hadn't even been running. They were just
Yeah.
drained. So I mean, we can run a REM pod for 2 or 3 investigations sometimes. Within an hour, REM pod drained.
Yep.
So, you have to step back when you're doing primitive locations like the poly jail, and remember that you don't have electricity there. You can turn your car on in the parking lot and start, charging things, or you can think outside the box. What can we do that we can, hopefully get some different evidence and be frugal about it? So,
Yeah. And I think
All about the
sometimes we get
frugal.
really lost in our equipment, with having so many cool things. There's nothing wrong with all
Yeah.
of that. But I think we sometimes get lost in what we're doing and get too wrapped up in the equipment. I mean, when you're doing like the guided ghost hunts or doing lives and stuff like that, you got to kind of do some things that have the bells and whistles
whistles,
Yeah.
for,
exactly.
yeah, but whenever you're in the middle of investigation, and like you said, in some of these primitive locations, when you
Mhm.
don't have to worry about battery drain and when you don't have to worry about going back and getting a ton of equipment and you're
That's right.
thinking outside the box, I mean, sometimes those yield some of the best results ever.
Yeah.
And we love it. We love, like, oh, we got our styrofoam cups, 99 cents at the Dollar Tree. We're going to pull these out and see, because you've got styrofoam and you've got static electricity, and you just watch them dance all over the place.
Have you had good results with
We
your
actually
styrofoam
have.
cup?
And,
Oh, yeah.
one of the best things that we do is we just go get, Dollar General. We'll go and, either you can just take a red marker, or you can, get fancy with your Cricut and, cut it out with your vinyl. If you want to be fancy, you ain't got to be fancy. And you put a circle that is just under the size and the circumference of your styrofoam cup, and you just put it on there. And I put some in a row, all around different locations, and we'll ask them, to manipulate it and to move it. And at the end of the night, we go and mark on there, and I'll take a marker and see where it moved from the original location. So,
Oh, wow. Have you had it ever do it before in front of you?
we have once.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it, again, it's one of those when you're primitive and you don't have lights on it all the time, or, your camera's on it all the time. It's hard to tell in those dark buildings what's going on. And
Yeah.
there's sometimes you can't even see your, Fort Morgan here in South Alabama. I know you and I have talked about that one, Miranda, but it's another location that when you're there at 11 o'clock at night, you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah.
So, and no electricity. So it's.
Brandon asked me about my stripper thumb again. I'm cured.
You have a green screen. Yes, she does have one.
It's a very nice green screen.
It's not really she made this. Just gonna throw that out there. She didn't buy the green screen. She made that too.
I make stuff. I like to
I
make
like
things.
that.
That thing is hanging all the way from the top of her ceiling in her sunroom. I was like,
Oh
"Ooh."
yeah, it's 10 foot.
Wow.
foot.
I mean, it's so nice because a lot of the time people with green screens, you'll be sitting there and they're like half of their head goes to disappearing and
That's what
all this
happens
stuff.
with mine.
And
Oh,
it's
it's
like
the whole size of my room. It's huge, huge.
this is I mean, it's really nice.
And then she just
It's
rolls
almost
it
like a
up when
background.
she's not using it, and it stays
Yeah.
smooth and unwrinkled and looks good.
I'm thrifty. I'm handy. I don't know. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, you need what? Hold on. Let me see if I can make that first. Don't go buy that. Let me
See,
see if I can make that.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, like Brandon says, it's a perfect picture.
It is.
Yeah.
Good.
And we had a Christmas one earlier this week with Pride
I try to
More
change them
Paranormal.
every
So
time
she
into
tries
something.
to adjust them up, and she does good with it. She'll change them up and do different digital backgrounds for it. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, James, I do need a cat blocking green screen.
I love it. I
I
love
like the
You
I
cat.
know, I can see Cheeto sitting in he is like sitting there. I don't think I'm at a location anymore that doesn't have a cat at it, whether I'm at the jail with Sally or now here at my house.
I love it.
I think
I
there's
love it.
cats everywhere. I just need a big green screen with just cats
With just
behind me.
cats. I'll make you one.
You know,
Okay,
make
sounds
a
good.
digital background. Just get your green cloth from the Joann's fabric.
Yeah, and then just make your
They'll give them
background.
something to hang on occasions,
Right? Well, I'm hoping to get back in my actual garage because when I used to do the show, I did it from my garage and my office there. And ever since I moved here to the farm, I'm still in boxes, and so I'm trying to get my garage set up with my motorcycle and all that, so I can actually get back in the garage for the podcast. Hopefully in January I'll be back in there. If not, I'm going to hit you up for a background here and
The little
and we'll
cats
put the
just
garage
like
behind
sitting
me.
all over the
Yeah.
motorcycle and
Yeah.
stuff.
Ooh, that makes my heart hurt. I hope they don't scratch it.
I know.
Mine's matte black and flat black, so
Yeah.
Oh,
cat claws would.
Oh man,
yeah.
that would be awful. But yeah, I mean, this would be a good way for you to do it. Just take, on your digital background, and
That's
this is the
right.
only way that they can get on your bike.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And Sonia says, Carol, you are her hero. She loves that you're doing your own stuff.
Well, thank you, Sonia.
We love so let's give a shout out to Miss Sonia too, because
Yeah.
as of tomorrow, I will be a mommy to a little ginger elf zombie.
I heard
Yay,
about
I
that.
always saw that.
I
Yep.
am so excited. When I told her, I was like, I would totally buy an elf zombie. So if it gets here tomorrow, I know that Miss Sonia is going to be traveling, but I will be getting pictures of little ginger zombie elf at the poly jail.
Oh yeah, we'll be
So.
hanging at the jail with us.
I know. This thing's going to go everywhere with me. I'm just going to say.
I love it. I love it. And that's what I love seeing. I love following my friends that are doing so many cool things. Sonia with her zombie dolls. I know
Love it.
Trista with her photography, and you
Yeah.
ladies with your equipment and investigations. I love seeing people do things, and I love seeing strong and empowered women going out there doing their own thing. That's something that I absolutely love seeing that we just don't see enough of.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And I think we should do like some type of retreat, where we all kind of, I know there's like Women of the Paranormal.
Mhm.
We have that retreat, but, just something where we just, sit back and toss around all of these pros and cons that happen with not just women, but small
Mhm.
teams that are 2,
Yeah.
3-person teams.
Yeah, because I mean,
And
that's like with me,
solos,
I'm a solo,
Yeah,
or
you're
I'll have
solo.
solo, or I'll have sometimes somebody that's helping
Yeah.
video for me. And it is, it's one of those things I've talked about it on several shows that I was a member of a big team. Well, I say big. Teams have gotten huge now,
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy. There's like teams of 10, 20, 30 people.
See, I don't know if I could do that. That's just too many for me.
It's way too many. We we limit our numbers of what we allow at the jail because we want people to have a good experience.
Yeah.
And used to a big team was like 6 people. And now we have people that
12,
come in.
13.
Yes, we've had some before that's been over 20 people, and it's like, well, how do you and they're very structured and strict on how they do their roles, and I wouldn't want to be a part of that
And
because
that's
it's just
I think that, we've had a lot of people reach out to us that have come from larger teams. And one thing that I tell them, when they investigate in a small crowd, I call it small crowd energy versus a big crowd energy. It's totally different. You've got a lot of people who are empaths or gifted. They're used to that energy bouncing off of these big crowds.
yes.
They're buffering. And when you have that small crowd energy, you don't have all of that buffer. I almost tell people it's like a ping pong table. You're in big crowds, you've got that energy bouncing off of so many different people, and you're able to feel something different than when you're in a small crowd and it's just you and 3 other people.
That's right. And that's one of the things I'll always talk about when I'm talking on podcasts about being a solo investigator is the positives and negatives of it. To me, the positives outweigh it because you do have so much, there's a lot of good that, like, if you have a couple people, you can bounce ideas off. And then also the energy transference of when you're in these locations, especially darker locations, you're taking this energy on yourself.
Right.
And I know, like with us, and I know you're probably the same way, going to any event, even Paracons, the day after, when you've given all of your energy to be able to, you feel this weird sensation like you're in a fog and you just have to recenter yourself. And that's something that we experience often with being a small team.
Absolutely. And I think that it's, to me, I prefer it because, but you do have to be more creative and stuff because you are a small team.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, we run everything between the historical research to all the digital, media releases that we do. I mean, we even do our own photography. Like, we do it all. We do it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't agree more because we like it smaller there at the jail because when we have people come there, our spirits, they've gotten to where if you have, really, if you have 5 or 6 people investigating, we tell the people, it's like, you really need to split up because there's certain areas of the jail, if you have more than 2 or 3 people in that area, they won't talk. They're used to overcrowding whenever they were alive there in the jail. And so, when you're going in just a smaller group, they tend to interact a lot more. And when we have our max of 8 or 10 people there in the jail, a lot of the time they don't get very much stuff. One, because you've got so much contamination, but we had one team that had 10 people there, and it was 2 different teams. They had come in, they had split an investigation, and one had 8 and one had 3 on it. And after, one had 7, the other had 3. And so after the group of 7 left, it's like the building came alive with the 3. And that's what we continually tell people. We're like, the smaller groups, they really enjoy that a lot more.
I do sleep a couple days afterwards because I'm so drained, but I do love it. I wouldn't change it. I love collaborating with other people, but we still try to keep it small. And, we had, everything seems to work out. Like for this weekend, we had a couple people that weren't able to make it. So we're able to split people up, and, we'll have 7 people, but we also have the cemetery. We have 2 cemeteries. We have the main street there in Union Springs. Yeah. So
Mom's in the house. I have to say hi. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mama. And so we're able to split people up, and we even another thing we try not to do is we don't have to worry about walkie talkies. We don't have to worry about so
Yes.
many different interferences because we don't need them, and that's what I tell
Well, we
people.
have them, and I don't think
Walkie
we've ever
talkies,
even
we don't
used
need
them.
that.
Exactly. So do you guys go live on your investigations at all, or video them, or?
We do, as long as we have a good signal. Some of the locations are in the middle of nowhere, and they don't have 5G, so
Yeah. Well,
it just
then
all depends
sometimes
on what we
it's
have.
kind of hard too with just two people to do a live.
Mhm.
Because, like, we were noticing, I don't know if I'll say the other day, but it could have been months ago. We were noticing looking at our videos. It's like, there's no videos of us. There's a few, or there's more videos of Crystal taking video of me.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, where are all the pictures of Crystal? Hold on, I got to get better at this. But because you're so into investigating something,
Yeah.
so you're kind of
It's
off on your own, and it's like, well, this is going to kind of be boring.
yeah,
So
because
I have to
there's
take
only,
all this stuff and split
you
it
know,
into sections and put it all together and make it look good. And
yeah. And
it's
it is a lot of working and, um, putting things together and making them look good to be able to want people to watch what we have
Yeah.
versus it just being me or just Carol.
still.
It's like, woo.
Or,
Yeah.
I cut off half her head. I'm like, oops, sorry about that. But hey, I got the REM pod in there. That's
There
all
you
I'm
go.
anyway.
Or
So
the K2 meter, it's just sitting there, it's good.
Right. Well, let's talk about a few of your events that you guys have coming up. I'm going to share your screen of some different things that you guys have coming up. Got a lot of things here for 2024 already.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have our first big event of the year is going to be over in Opelousas, Louisiana, with Louisiana Spirits. They do an awesome job, Spirits of Main Street. And we're going to be doing, I think there's 4 locations that we will be helping guide people through and do a public investigation there. We'll also have Sean Daniel. We have psychic medium Kim's going to be there, and I believe there's one other that's an author that's going to be coming in at this event, and it is a lot of fun. It has been one of the biggest ones I think that they've had in a while, to the point they're having to extend it from 11:30 to 12.
Yeah.
So an extra 30 minutes to be able to make sure everybody gets to experience it. So we're going to have fun with that one. We're going to be with our dear friends, Haunting Angels, Yvette and Sierra, over at the Old Pickens County Jail in Jasper, Georgia. So that's going to be February the 3rd. We will be going live for that one. And then Historic Blakely State Park, we've got 2 nights there. We're going to be doing the battlefield and the cemetery with Suncoast Paranormal and Productions.
And Bo.
And Bo. Bo's going to be there. And then we'll be back at the Poly Jail a few more times. Mid-10's going to be there. And we'll have the Enigmatic Explorers that are going to be there with us in June. And then our biggest event of the year is going to be the Scared City Productions Haya Nation Horror Show 2. Last year, they say it was absolutely phenomenal. And we're so glad to be going over there with Santiago. So we're going to be in Paragould, Arkansas for that. It is going to be a full week where you can go and investigate this property. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to have so many amazing people is going to be there. Tony Moran's going to be there. It's going to be awesome. I'm sitting there going, I get to meet Michael Myers. I mean, we love Santiago, Oscar Rodriguez, Red Hat's going to be there. We've got so many. Santiago's got so many awesome people as well. Roger's working to get this this event going, and we really, really, really want to make it a phenomenal one. For those that don't know, High Nation is hashtag High Nation. Santiago has started this movement in his tribe to help with bullying and suicide awareness.
Nice.
Absolutely phenomenal. So we can't wait to help support that one in July. We are actually thinking of going primitive and camping while we're there a little bit and try to get some more, primitive things going on while we're there and some investigations. We will be there for 4 days. And then we have a couple more. We're doing some historical research and working on fundraisers for the Oksana Victorian House in Oxford, Alabama.
Mhm.
So it's something I've been investing. Yeah, 2 years I've invested historical research into this property. And so I'm really, really excited to be helping Renee with Oksana and getting some funds going for that one. We're hoping to get up there to the historic Scotts County Jail in fall. So we're going to hopefully be able to work with Miss Sonia and get her over there with us, because I know she's been there, but we would love to have her back. And we'll go and have some fun with that. We just have, we're trying to get the first half of the year done before we move on to the second.
I totally understand that. And that's why we open our schedule the way we do, because I know a lot of people book, have their vacations and they want to book everything. But man, just getting that first part of the year worked out and so you can get the second, it's a task with scheduling.
Yeah. We have, Cajun Country Paracon. That's going to be another big one that we have.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, it is now to the point where we have, which you type in Paracon on Google and it pops up Cajun Country Paracon. This is the first ever one in New Iberia. And there's going to be it's just a 1-day event. So there's going to be an investigation afterwards. And I think it's in the theater, right, Carol? Are they doing the theater there? I'll have to get with Marcy and find out. But
I'm not sure. I keep sticking it with Spirits of Maine. So
I know it's so hard because they have so many locations with Louisiana Spirits. So it's like, are they doing the theater? So we're going to be there that weekend. Jeremy Leonard's going to be there. Southern Heat Paranormal Searchers. Shane and Josh are going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of Cajun food and having fun. Louisiana Saturday night for sure.
Right? I mean, New England has great haunts and spirits, but I got to tell you, these Paracons in the South and these locations in the South, girls, nothing beats it.
Nothing to it. I mean, and I think in investigating and doing the North, great. It's so much fun. I do like going to the cons and the events up in New England and the Atlantic corridor. I love it. It's great. There's so much rich history because that's where our country was founded. I love that. But you put those Southern hospitalities into that, ain't nothing like it.
There's not. I mean, because I've been to Paracons all over, and just the people that you meet down in the ones in the South. I mean, I'm talking South Carolina, New Orleans, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. Like you said, the hospitality, nothing beats it. And I have made more friends at ones in the South just because it's like everybody, they'll come and talk to you. They'll stand at your table and talk forever. And, and you end up leaving friends.
We're like, let's go to Waffle House and get something to eat.
That's right. That's right.
We'll go to rodeos.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe even a little karaoke. Boots with
That's
right.
That's right.
It is a lot of fun, and I do love the ones in the South. Like we try to fill our year up with the Southern Paracons. If we get invited to the North, we would bring our Southern hospitality up there too.
Right.
And I think that's what so many people enjoy about these Southern teams is because we got that sweet honey darling personality,
That's
true. Where's matches? So.
And then we've got a lot of things coming up that are pretty exciting, and just be on the watch or the lookout, because we got a few things what would you say, on the back burner? Not really the back burner, but
Yeah.
coming up. We can't say anything, but it's pretty exciting. So
Yep.
can't wait for
We'll
that.
release that in February. So
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so if people want to follow you guys and everything you're doing, maybe go on a ghost hunt with you or just get some of your equipment, but really just find out all things ghost hunting housewives, what's the best place? Maybe the link tree or
Linktree has got everything. It can take you everywhere. And we try to keep, I mean, I think Threads is the only one that we really don't update. It's new. So we don't, like, I actually forget about it unless I go into Meta on Facebook
Yeah.
that we even have a Threads account.
I think we do, but we don't.
Yeah, we don't
do
really
anything.
do
Every
much
once
with
in a
it.
while, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, and I'll go put something up there."
And the same with our blog. Like, we started a blog and we're like, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll just,
But
we'll
our link tree
wing
is
it,
in
see
like
where
all
it
the
goes.
bios. We're on pretty much all social media, and the
Yeah.
link tree will be in the bio on all of them,
Perfect.
Facebook, whatever.
Mhm.
We're trying to get better with YouTube. We don't have much on YouTube, but
We're not big
it's
YouTubers.
it's
We
getting
just,
there.
we end up doing this and we're like, oh, we didn't get much for YouTube. We'll just make a reel. It'll be fine. We'll throw it
Yeah.
together.
But hopefully in the new
reels,
year.
shorts.
No big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, that's mine has been to do more reels and do more TikTok because it's just like they say that's where that's at, but it's just there's so many social media pages, and
Yeah.
between my personal page, Ghost Biker, and the jail rugby, and then also my graphic design page, who
Mhm.
has time to do
Yeah, you're
all
just
these social media
one
pages for
person.
all these pages? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's like,
Exactly.
it's hard, it's like,
Mhm.
I can do a little photoshopping and, and Adobe Express. I've got all that, but it becomes difficult trying to keep up with all these and trying to remember to go, especially with all the new social media outlets and platforms that are coming out. It's like every time I turn around, there's a new one.
Yeah, it was
Or
much
Absolutely.
easier when we just did home investigations and we didn't even have Facebook. It was
Yeah.
nice.
pretty much. But, we love getting, putting this information out there, letting people know where we're at, what we're doing, and if there's people out there that want to come and investigate with us or,
Just hit us
want
up.
to tag along, just send us a message. And, you want us to come hang out and, we'll drink some water or something, sweet tea. I love tea.
Water.
Yeah, and or y'all come down here into the South, and I'll make y'all some sweet tea, whatever. We just like to have fun. So
See, how can you say no to that?
exactly, I'm a good cook too. I cook fried chicken all the time, pork chops, collards.
Girl, what time you free tomorrow? I'm gonna
You just
go
come
ahead
on
and head on
down.
down. I'm gonna come
Come
on
on
down.
down.
Guys, definitely go and check out the Ghost Hunting Housewives page. They're everywhere. I mean, they're always posting with events and investigations and stuff that they're doing. So definitely go check out their Facebook page. We've got the links all in the show notes. We've also got them up on. We've got their link tree up there because that's got all of their social medias, Instagram, their blog, everything that they mentioned on here. So definitely go check out their page, show them some love, and the podcasts and stuff you guys have done. I know you've done a lot of those recently. Do you have those? Are those listed on your Facebook page there? The ones that
We
you were just
will.
on?
Yeah, we'll be
Okay.
listing them. I mean, if they come in last minute, yeah, I don't jump on Canva, but we will list those as they come. We're gonna start bringing on some people and a couple times a month in February to talk about some of the locations, and
Okay.
we'll be doing some little mini podcasts here and there to people we've investigated with, or we'll be investigating with, and just have some chit chat time about what we experienced or what we hope to experience.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the new things in 2024 is doing
Yeah,
our own
Nice.
podcast a couple
Wonderful.
of times, but
Yeah.
nothing too
not,
much,
yeah, not
If
much.
we do too
Mhm.
much, I can't watch all y'all where we have all the fun in the comment
That's
section.
right. That's right. You guys were with us all season 6,
Oh man, it
so
was great. I loved it. And I
Well,
loved
thank you.
again seeing that frugal, with the flashlights. And it's like, man, going old school. I love it. I love
That's my favorite. That's
it. I
my
love it.
favorite. Gotta keep it simple with the bike and stuff
That's
and just
it.
keep it
It's
simple.
great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thank you guys so much for taking the time to come on tonight
Definitely.
and for sharing what you do with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys over in the comment sections will go check them out, subscribe to their pages, and like their channels, that sort of thing. Show them some support. And we mentioned it during the Jailhouse Informant podcast, but if you follow this show, please go on and obviously if you're following it, you probably follow the page, but go and subscribe to the Ghost Biker Explorations YouTube channel, like the page if you don't mind, and check out the historic Scott County Jail Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. Those likes, follows, and subscribes actually goes a long ways in supporting these content creators because they are it's a lot of time and effort to put all of this stuff out, and that just simple thumbs up goes a long way in supporting your favorite content creators. So I appreciate everyone that's done so far, and if you've not, I invite you to go over and check that out. Also, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are opening the dates at the historic Scott County Jail and historic Rugby After Dark. We will be opening for guided ghost hunts as well as private paranormal investigations. That will be open tomorrow. And like I said, I use the word tomorrow as in sometime after midnight tonight. So we will be blasting it out there tomorrow morning, but they'll actually be open sometime tonight. So go on, get your dates booked for 2024 because those will fill up quick. And so, yeah,
Be
that's
on there in
right.
the morning.
Right, you're on there waiting for when it pops up. I'll get my I get notifications when people pop on.
I'll give me a
It's
bowl of
or
popcorn
to
to
the
sit there with my
website.
Red Bull.
So I'm like waiting for to start seeing where everyone's popping up from on our website after midnight tonight. So we're still working on getting the guest schedule booked. And like I said, if you guys reached out to me last week wanting to be on a show, I will definitely be getting in touch with you here soon. I'm still next week's guest. I'm just waiting on a confirmation. And then on the 21st, I will be having Mr. Lawrence Milano from Mondo Docs. He will be on the 21st. And then we will be having, then on the 28th, I'm still waiting on a confirmation on that date as well. And then we're booking for January. So we will have all that up, hopefully a schedule real soon. And then, of course, the re-release of season 6. Go catch up on all the past lives and then be on the lookout for the full episodes to release in February. We're working on the editing of those episodes. So lot going on and a lot of schedule things that we'll be putting out here very soon. So thank you all so much in the comment section. Thank you, ladies, for
Thank you.
coming on.
Thank you for
We'll have to
having
do
us.
it again.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful night.
All right, y'all. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.